When people hear the term third place, they often think of individuals winning third place at some sort of event. But there is another definition that most students and teachers do not know.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know what that is, and I'd never heard the term before.
Third place is like when you get third place in something?
You're in a competition, right? And you're competing, and there's a whole bunch of other people. So the people who, like, if you're running, the people who finish first gets first place. The people who finish second place, and the person who finishes third gets third place.
While he did give a very clear definition of what winning third place is, the phrase I am talking about has to do with community and socializing.
Third place is like the place that is not work and that is not home, a place where you can go outside to kind of just hang out with other people.
Some teachers have had experiences with third places and where they used to hang out in college and high school.
We would go to the mall. I feel like malls are different now, kind of than they were when I was in high school, but we would go to the mall often, and then we would do bands. So there were a couple different places that we would go. Again, it was kind of like a 16 and over, where local bands would play, open mics, things like that. So we used to do a lot of that.
Like my friends and I, like we would go to Baker Square, which sounds super lame, and it was, I'm sure, and we'd get like half a slice of pie because it was cheaper, and we'd just sit there for like hours and hang out.
There's definitely a difference when talking to high schoolers now about what they do in their free time.
We would honestly just like go to somebody's house, take a walk, go out to eat, or maybe every once in a while go to the movies, but that's pretty much it.
Normally our houses, because there really isn't a good place to go to just like sit and hang out. There's like restaurants, but that's like weird if you just want to hang out, or like there's always a library that's also kind of weird. So usually it's just like someone's basement that we usually hang out in, and then it's like fun and chill like that, but really there isn't a place to go to.
Back in 2016, Zero Gravity, a teen nightclub located on 75th and 53rd, dedicated to giving 16 to 22-year-olds a place to hang out, closed after 2 decades of being open. While the teens club closing took a toll on the community, there were reports of underage drinking and possession of illegal substances at this club. Since the pandemic, everyone in the world has relearned how to socialize. With being tucked away inside our homes, social media has become our number one source of communication. As social media grows in popularity, people have conflicting perspectives on how social media has affected social abilities.
With the advent of phones and things like that, like you don't have to necessarily get together to hang out, right? So you can like sit and video chat each other, you can interact over video games, or you can text back and forth or Snapchat back and forth or whatever. Like you can stay in your house easier and still kind of socialize.
Everyone wants to be on their phone. Everyone wants to be connected, but they're so disconnected, right? Like you think you're connected because you have all these, like, oh my gosh, well, I saw what you did the other day, but you're not gonna go physically talk to somebody about what they did the other day, but you're gonna put a heart on it on Instagram, So like everyone knows what everyone's doing, but then you ask these people to sit down and talk to each other and it like doesn't happen.
Though the pandemic had a negative impact on some, with others there was a positive impact.
I was homeschooled for like the entirety of my life until up to high school, and I had zero social interaction. But coming back from the pandemic, like I started high school just like the year when everything's just reopened. I kind of found myself, me being like completely new to socializing with a bunch of kids who have had experience with socializing, but they're just like stuck. A lot of the kids that I meet, they've known each other for like from like middle school, and I've never had that like kind of experience.
I remember going into biology class one time when like we were first allowed back into school, and just like sweating because I was terrified to see people.
Some of the negative effects of the pandemic was this. In May of 2023, U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy had declared there is a loneliness and isolation epidemic in the U.S. And soon after that, the World Health Organization released a statement saying that 1 in every 4 older people and 5 to 15 adolescents feel isolated. Sarah Corrington, the Associate Principal of Student Services, said, "The rates of teen anxiety and depression have been on the rise for many years, even before the pandemic. Rates of loneliness among teenagers has been on the rise for the last decade. Repeatedly, teens report spending less time with others socially in person." Social abilities have plummeted since the pandemic. People reach out to each other in hopes of getting together, but in some cases, others do not want to hang out. In another quote from Sarah Corrington, she says, "While it may be natural to seek out social media in times of loneliness, doing so might compound the problem. If you turn to social media and see others having fun without you or having experience you wish you had, you may increase negative and lonely feelings." Once people get out of the house and away from social media, others will be able to enjoy going out and seeing friends. There are many places teenagers can go to get out of the house, whether it be a local park or a restaurant or just walking through downtown Downers. There are many different places where students can go.